ups and downs, and how do you guys teach your kids about the ups and downs in this industry? Do they ever, ask you about, hey, I used to watch you in that show and now I'm not, or I would imagine that defining what success is important.
I'm all about transparency and showing. I feel like to teach a kid what success is, you have to teach them what disappointment is, what failure is, what rejection is, and what better way to do that than to be an actor, right? So I love that, I tell them, like, Mommy had a great audition today, or if it's a few days later and I didn't get something, we talk about how you can do great, you can love what you do, you can go do your best at it, and then it maybe didn't work for you. He's like, oh, my phone's not on silent. It's okay. Cool. We talk about how I want them to know that you can do your best and not get the job. And then I show them how we deal with it. And sometimes I just cry, and I let them see the ups and downs and the highs and lows. But I also tell them, you guys, Mommy and Daddy, we get to do what we love. And all I want for you is to find what you love, whatever that is. And it's not going to be easy. There's going to be ups and downs. But in my head, I'm trying to model what it looks like to do what you love and to have the heartache and have it not go well or to turn down the thing or all of that. So I think part of it is just showing them that, failure and disappointment is okay. Because then it also teaches them, I can try something that I might not be good at and fail, and it's okay. It doesn't. They learn not to want to do things that are going to make them, that they're not afraid of failure, ultimately. And so if we can show them that, so we get an opportunity to do that. Yeah.
I would second that emotion, yeah. It's always what's next.
Can you sing
Keep
that?
pushing. Give me a second, I'll come up with the tune. It's always about what's next. You, as a voiceover person, we audition for so many things that once you book things, you have to literally think about, what was that I did? And you go back and listen to your audition. I was like, okay, I was that person 3 weeks ago. Sure, yeah, let's go. Yes, and there's no. You got to keep going for it, and it just encourages. Hey, you guys can do it. We have the opportunity of getting fired after every day we work. But then the next day, there's 300 people waiting to hire you. That's how you have to think about it. So yeah, fearless. Once more into the fray. So that's. I think hopefully they're seeing that. They're seeing that and encouraging the two to tackle things in life.
I'll just add on to that a little bit. Coach Wooden, people know John Wooden still? Do people still know who John Wooden is?
Yeah,
okay. A lot of people don't. But I love his pyramid of success, and it's just a great life lesson. But success is self-satisfaction and knowing you did the best of your ability. So I tell my kids, I don't like the word perfect. I also don't like the word failure, because failure is just another opportunity to pivot and do something else. And while I maybe don't go on auditions and get a job and not get a job, I ask for money all day long. And it's not to go in my pocket, even though some people run away from me thinking I'm collecting the money. But you could ask and get $1 million gift, and then the next day it's like, what have you done for me lately? So it's highs and lows all the time. And my kids, it's hard to understand what I do and asking people for money, but it's really about I support others. There are people who maybe have a voice or don't have a voice, but other people need to support others in that circle. And it's okay to have those highs and lows, and you don't need to be perfect, and you don't need to neutralize, and you don't need to hide anything. Let it out. I do think both of my daughters have the performer gene, by the way. It's unbelievable. I know, yeah, I'm not, though. I love it. I think I had it inside somewhere, and I just am terrible at it. But it's really just teaching them it's okay. It's okay, and you're going to fail, and you're going to go up and down, and they have little failures and successes every day in life, and balance is not about like being good at everything. Like some days you're gonna be really bad at your job and a great parent. And then other days you're gonna like miss out on the parenting, but you're gonna have an incredible professional day. And that's okay. And that's what I've learned is like, I don't wanna be mediocre at everything. I wanna have those great days, and then I wanna fix those other moments. And I love what you said about quantity and being present, and it's all these little nuggets. And for me, one of the things that I have to not listen to is I feel like there are those perfect stories out there, and I'm like, God, why do I not have that routine that I have a friend that's like, oh, 6 p.m. is bath time and 6:30 is this, and I'm like, how? I don't know how you do it, but I find my own routine. And I've learned kind of recently, I think I always knew it, the difference between being nice and being kind. And being kind is your truth. Being nice is like what people you think they want to hear. Your kids, don't tell them what they want to hear. Tell them what's the kind thing. Be a kind human being. Insert some kindness into this world. Don't be nice because it's pretty fake. Don't try to be somebody else. Don't be the coach you want to be. Don't be the actor you want to be. Don't model. I'm sure none of you are like, well, I want to be so-and-so. No, I want to be me. I want to be my best me. So I try to teach my kids, like, have role models, but also, like, know your truth and be kind to yourself and other people, and everything else is going to fall into place. It's like Plinko. Remember Plinko? Drop it with kindness, it'll fall in the right thing. And whatever you get, you'll get.
I was in St. Louis, my hometown, at Christmas visiting my parents. My son and I were at Whole Foods, and a commercial of mine came on over the Whole Foods thing. So we're shopping, and he goes, "That's you." He called me Mamas with a Z. "That's you, Mamas." And I went, again, just when you think you're cool, have a kid. And I went, "Yeah, that is me." And he went, "You've done better." Believe me, they learn fast when you bring them around this. My son probably had better set etiquette than most actors at the age of 3, whom I know. So yeah, they learn very fast when you are letting them in on how the sausage is made in this business.
Yeah, there's something to be said for that honesty about having a good day or a bad day, and sharing that with them. I mean, they're seeing us going out to work or doing this concert or that session or this, and that's really important for them to see as mothers and fathers, you know. And you know, not every day is going to go great, and sharing that with them and making them realize nothing's perfect. We totally banned that word. Is so important, such a great lesson for them. For life.
Assaf, did you want to?
I really like what you said about kindness, and we try to do that. We try to say, instead of saying, we try not to tell people to apologize. Don't say apologize, because that's the easy thing. What I do is I will apologize, and I'll have my child watch me as I apologize if he takes a toy. I mean, they're young kids, right? Takes a toy away from another kid because he wants to play with it. And I'll apologize, and like, that wasn't kind, you know. And then I'll talk to my kid, and I'll say, hey, so, you know, obviously try to explain and try to give them context with where they're at, and say, now, what would be a kind thing you could say or do? And see if he can come up with it. And, you know, sometimes he can, sometimes not so much. But trying to let it come up organically instead of saying, please tell him you're sorry right now, in which he learns that I just say the words, and then but it's interesting because I've talked to other parents who have a different perspective, and they say, no, I want them to say the words. The meaning may not be there, but it'll come later. And so, I don't know, jury's still out for us on that one.